Now this step will take years off your eyes. It's gonna take years off your eyes. If you do nothing else, you have to, at the very least, you have to do this. Today I'm gonna show you how to do a beautiful but soft and simple daytime eye makeup look that is extremely flattering on women over 50. In the studio today, I have one of you guys. This is Linda. Linda flew all the way across Canada to be featured on the channel. She is over 50. She's a huge fan of the content, and I was beyond honored to have her come and to be able to do her makeup. We had, oh my gosh, the best day. We had so much fun. Also, is she not the most gorgeous woman you have ever seen? As we always do on this channel, let me know in the comments what feature you love the most about her and what you would have played up if you were doing her makeup. Let's keep building up this women's club together with positivity and love. We are gonna start by priming the eyelids. It is essential that you prime your lids before using any shadows because you need to even out the color first and foremost, but you also need to create a barrier between the oils from the eyelid skin and the shadow if you want to prevent any creasing from happening later in the day. Today I use MAC's Paint Pot in the color Painterly. This is actually a cream shadow. It's not a primer, it's just a cream shadow, but it's an eye-based staple for many makeup artists. Many makeup artists use this as a primer. It goes on creamy, but it dries down to a matte finish, and it's extremely long wear and totally crease proof. So if you have issues with oily eyelids or with your shadows creasing, try this out first. I apply it from the lash line all the way up to the brow bone. Before I start blending shadows on top of it, I also like to dust a bit of translucent powder over it just to take away any stick from the cream, right? So that the shadows blend more seamlessly. We don't want anything to be sticky because then if you apply a shadow to it, it's going to create a really intense pigment and it's going to be hard to blend out. So just dust a little powder over it and then you can blend very easily on top of it. The first step in this look is to create some depth in the crease with a transition shade. So a transition shade is normally a neutral matte shade. It's often a taupe, a soft peach, a caramel, or a brown used in between the crease color and the brow bone in order to create shape and a gradient between the colors. For her transition color, I went in with the color Nude from the Too Faced Born This Way, the Natural Nudes palette, and I used the A503 crease brush by BK Beauty. After I got that shade on there, I popped a shiny vanilla tone on her lid to brighten up her eyes using my BK Beauty brush in number 203. The color that I used on her lid was actually this yellow tone, which reads as like a very vanilla color, right? Like a color of like a vanilla ice cream. It reads like that on the skin, and it's from the Makeup by Mario Master Metallics palette. This is truthfully not my favorite eyeshadow palette. There are a couple of tones in here that I like a lot, but for the most part, the shadows can be really dusty. They can be really hard to apply, especially for beginners. I wouldn't recommend getting this. I used it because I've already purchased it and I don't like to be wasteful, right? But for you, if you need something, I would look for a shadow in one of your palettes that you already have that's a soft light tone, whether that's a vanilla or a light pink or even a light peach. Whatever it is that you find the most flattering for you will be great for your lid colors. The key when creating this look is that the lid is light in tone and has some iridescence to it, so it's not completely matte. It has like a reflective pigment to it. After that, I like to go in again with that same A503 brush and darken up the corners of the eyes in that sideways V formation. I use the color Cocoa here, which is just slightly warmer and deeper than my transition shade. Now we can deepen up the lash line. A great way to gain control over your liner is to use a tight angled brush, apply the liner to the brush, and then use the brush to outline the eye. This brush is the Anastasia Beverly Hills number 12. The reason that I do it this way is because the tip of the liner is really bulbous, so it can get too thick too quickly if you apply the liner directly to your lid, especially if you have smaller or deeper set eyes, and then blending it later can become very problematic. Applying the liner to a brush gives you a lot more control over the whole entire thing. If you want to soften it out even more, you can then dip into a dark brown matte shadow and blend on top of it with that exact same brush. Doing it this way will give you long wear time because the kohl formula of the liner is hard to break down, but it will give you softness because the shadow is more diffuse looking. So putting a shadow on top of your liner is a great idea when you want a soft looking eye that's also long lasting. Now, as always, you know the drill. I go in with my pointed Q-tip dipped in moisturizer and I clean up any fallout, and I also sharpen and lift the lines up at the corner of the eyes. After that's all done, you can apply your foundation, your concealer, your bronzer, and the rest of your face makeup. Now, when it comes to working under the eyes, you want to define but keep things soft. It is extremely rare that I use dark tones under the eyes unless it's for a very specific smoky look for an evening out, or if it's requested specifically by the client, right? Some clients love a darker under eye, but if it's not requested, what I usually do is I go back in with the transition shade from the beginning, and I use that as the tone that marries everything together and defines the eye. The brush that I'm using is by Quo, which you can't really find in the States, but BK Beauty has one that's almost identical, and it's number 204. BK Beauty has an amazing, absolutely amazing line of brushes. So if you are in need of new brushes, I highly recommend getting them. They are not only incredible quality, they're very soft, they're long lasting, like the quality is just so good for a long time use. They also are effective, like the shape, the type of hair, the style of them is really, really good for any makeup, face makeup as well, but you know, eye makeup specifically. Remember that everything gets listed in the description box with its link, just for your convenience later on. So if you're ever wondering what product I used or what brush I used, just go check the description box, it will be there. After that, I softly filled in her brows just to balance the eye look that we just did, and then we moved on to lashes. Now this step will take years off your eyes. It's gonna take years off your eyes. If you do nothing else, you have to, at the very least, you have to do this. Curl your lashes. Ladies, curl them. A lifted lash line will lift up your entire face. It's crazy. After you've curled them as high as you can get them, curl them as high as you can get them. You can then go in heavy with your black mascara. Now, don't be afraid of black mascara. Full, thick lashes looks flattering on everyone. There's not a single person that can't or shouldn't wear black mascara. Now, should you wear mascara on the bottom lashes? This is a common question that I get asked a lot in the comments. A lot. Very common question. So I don't always use mascara on the bottom. It's very dependent on the person I'm applying it on. So here's kind of my rule of thumb. If you have sparse bottom lashes, chronically watery eyes, and or very dark circles that are very difficult to cover up with concealer, then I usually skip the mascara on the bottom lashes and I apply it on the top only. If you have full bottom lashes, your eyes don't water that much, and you can easily color correct the darkness under the eyes with concealer, then I almost always use mascara underneath. Adding that density to the bottom lashes can make your eyes look larger, and also it really defines them. So don't be afraid of it unless you just don't have lashes there, or your eyes are super watery, or you have so much darkness there that you struggle with. Unless you're in that boat, I would try using it. I know a lot of people think that you look much more youthful without it. I tend to disagree. I find that definition around the eyes is really flattering and youthful looking. And mascara just gives you that definition very easily and quickly. Here is our finished look. Oh my gosh, is this woman not the most beautiful human you've ever seen? This look is just so incredibly polished. It's so soft. It also helps that she's unbelievably gorgeous. I was trying to convince her to get into modeling. And comment, yes, Linda, you should be a model down below if you agree, because like, holy smokes, does this woman have a gorgeous face. Now I have a little sneak peek for you. Okay, you ready for this? We then took this look and we very quickly transitioned it into a super glam evening holiday look in less than 10 minutes. If you would like to see that, comment yes down below, and I'm gonna make that video for you next. This video is over.